Hello, I'm probably riding my bike. I'm going on some carrot quests. Are you more motivated by the carrot or the stick? For me it's the carrot. More specifically, Karrot Market or Tangun Market. It's Korea's main second-hand marketplace. My wife has been very active on there, buying stuff for our babies. She does the hard part of finding what they need, negotiating a good price, and I do the easy part of going to pick them up. I think there's a whole thing about Tangun dads in Korea, going to pick up all sorts of strange goods bought and sold by their wives. It might be a chore if you're driving around picking up all these things, but for me it's a great excuse to get out on the bike. And it's another way to show you daily life in Korea. Stuff you don't see in K-dramas maybe, or in a usual vlog in Seoul. Maybe if you're Korean and watching this you might not be interested at all. But I enjoy seeing all the different apartments of the different eras of apartment buildings in Seoul. There's always some kind of sculpture and play park. Growing up in the UK, high-rise apartments seemed more an undesirable place to live, usually kind of run down and often dangerous. It seemed from my privileged upbringing, growing up in a small town in the countryside. So I was very surprised when I came here and the places where everyone wanted to live were high-rise apartment buildings. My first quest of the week done already. I've picked up a little baby bath. Karrot Market is quite a faceless operation. You're usually just going to someone's front door and they leave it outside for you. Frictionless, but a bit soulless maybe. Usually when I try and sell bike parts on Tangun Market or any other marketplace, I like to come outside and meet them and have a little chat about bikes. But I guess people probably aren't interested in talking to me about this baby bath I just bought. They just want to recoup some of their money and get rid of a big piece of plastic from their house. I probably could have packed it a better way in my big basket. I just kind of shoved it in, tied it up and hoped for the best. Quite an easy, simple quest for the first one of the week. And definitely some strange looks from people on the street. Anyway, as I was saying before, majority of Koreans would prefer to live in a high-rise apartment building. They think it's more convenient and safe, and often it is. I think that's the case with the newer apartments anyway. I think some of the older ones can still be kind of dangerous. They were built before stricter safety controls. I think fires may be the most concerning part about living in an apartment. I think here, as with anywhere, regulations are tightened after more sad disasters, just like Grenfell in London and more recently the devastating apartment fires in Hong Kong. I hope that places can act sooner before these disasters happen rather than retroactively acting. It's a new day of post-work commute home carrot quests. We always try to choose locations relatively nearby where we live, but it's still unknown what the route's going to be like and whether it's going to be up a steep, massive hill. Quite often it is in Seoul. First we start off with a nice, easy, leisurely ride on the flat Han River bike path. By the way, thank you to everyone who's bought a hat so far. Got some UK orders ready to pack in my bag and ship when I get home later in December. A few Korean orders and some international orders to get ready to go. There are still a few left if you want to check out my community page on YouTube or my Instagram links. as we come off the bike path past this man walking his dogs. When I got to the top, I had a look down again. And I thought it was pretty cool that he seemed to be foraging for some wild vegetables. It turned out it was just covertly throwing away his dog shit. Onwards and upwards. This next quest is taking me over to Gongdong, quite a busy hub where a few subway lines meet. And as you move off the Hangang river path, you meet some patchy cycle infrastructure with the bike lanes that suddenly begin and end, and you might as well just stay on the road. As I suspected, but wished was not true, my next quest was up this steep hill. This cargo bike isn't light, but with the pinion 12 speed, you've got plenty enough gears to slowly crawl up these steep hills. This one had a pretty cool little park for the kids. And most apartment complexes have some kind of covered bike parking. Amazingly, on Dangun Market, people just give you the door code to enter their building. There's lots of trust involved. And another elevator ride up, and my wife's purchase is waiting for me. Next to this little kid's bike. A nice chair for my children. They get bored easily, so they need lots of different places to sit. This one you can wheel around the room. An awkward object to carry, but nothing my cargo bike can't handle. Some people have told me that this is too small to be a cargo bike, but you can obviously see that I have a small piece of cargo on my small cargo bike, not just sandwiches. I could have gone down back the same way as before, but I'm a glutton for punishment, and I wanted to go a more direct route. So I carried straight on up this hill, like a madman. But I do it just because I can. My bike's capable of doing it. My legs sometimes I have to push, but they still take me to the top. Pushing yourself through these steep hills is quite a psychologically rich experience. And you're always rewarded with a glorious descent. This quest is on my commute home, so I've got to pick up some dinner on the way home too. Nowadays it's hard to find the time to cook a proper dinner, so I need something easy, quick and easy to make. This video is in late August, the tail end of summer, and unbelievably I haven't had a bowl of cold noodles this summer. So when I saw this kongmu, basically soy milk, I knew exactly what I had to make at home. You'll see what it is soon. I love that this little market's still here, because in my previous videos where I was talking about how Korea's changed since I first came, these markets have been dying out because of the prevalence of online next day delivery. But I'd much rather have some freshly grilled fish to take home than to buy some processed in a factory and delivered to my house. I love these shops that sell handmade banchan or Korean side dishes as well. Much nicer on mum's handmade taste, I guess. Glorious selection. I like to get the seasonal ones they recommend, and she's always keen on me getting a range of flavours, not just spicy red ones. I always enjoy the interactions with the lady working in that shop. The imokase, a play on words from the Japanese omakase, where you have a chef's menu using the word imo for aunt, so the aunt's menu. The second quest of picking up Karrot market purchases and some grocery shopping in the local market has made me hungry. So when I get home, just a quick boil of the noodles, rinse them in cold water and pour in the soy milk. Bit of sliced cucumber for some freshness. Glorious bowl of cold noods. This video actually has 2 different cold noods, so you're in for a treat. One of the critical masses, a guy, I can't remember where he was from, recognised me from my YouTube. He said, "Oh, you're the cold nudes guy." So maybe I can reclaim that title after this video. Another day, another Karrot quest. I didn't check the weather before I left. I didn't even look out the window. Woefully underprepared for the rain, but I'm from England, so just keep calm and carry on, get wet. I'm just happy to be on my bike again. Won't let the rain bother me. Just another ride to another block of apartments. Maybe to some it seems like monotonous daily life. In a car, I think it would be boring. Seem like a chore. But I get to experience Seoul slightly different to the day before. Taking a slightly different route. Climbing plenty of hills again. And hoping I can carry the load that I'm buying safely on my bike in one piece. Another smooth, seamless transaction with the password to get into the building, and again just my purchase waiting outside the front door. This time it's a big Amazon jungle gym. As I said, my babies get bored easily, so they need a few different stations. I think this one will be a premium purchase. I remember before my babies were born, I made a video about how I didn't want to buy too much stuff. I wanted to still keep our house kind of minimal. That's gone completely out the window. Now we just want to entertain our babies and for them to be happy. And that's involved filling our house with all these garish, ugly objects and toys. But the good thing about buying them second-hand, we can sell them for a similar price. Babies develop and grow so quickly, the stuff you're buying is never going to last that long. So it seems so pointless to buy a lot of it new. If you buy it second-hand and it doesn't really work out, it doesn't matter, you can just sell it again. And if you need something new, it's just another excuse to go and ride your bike. I think we got a pretty good deal in terms of my wife finding these purchases and I go and pick them up. She thinks I should pay her some extra money for creating some content for my channel. At this time, babies seem to be asleep and comfortable, because then I get a quick bowl of cold noods in at one of my favourite places. This is Umilte, quite a famous Pyongyang naengmyeon restaurant. Probably in my top 5 Pyongyang cold noods in Seoul. Not number 1, but it's up there. Interesting, the menu is in Chinese and in Korean. And all of the ingredients are all from Korea. I like how the decor's probably not changed since they've opened. To aid with the digestion of the cold noodles, most places serve the hot water from boiling the noodles, or sometimes from boiling the meat as well. This place has a very delicious, crispy noods, like a mung bean pancake. A nice starter. I planned to have it with the noodles, but they took a little while to come. I couldn't wait. My second bowl of cold noods in the week. I've been making up for some lost time. One of my all-time favourite Korean dishes. Add a little bit of mustard and a little bit of vinegar, just from an extra flavour. And the inevitable clean bowl club. A little broth left. I made the mistake of adding a bit too much mustard for my taste, but it was still glorious. This toy is quite a big, awkward load to carry, but it wasn't too heavy, so it was easy enough. I thought I'd go back to the market and pick up a few more things. The market is again quite bustling despite the rainy day. And in my last video I was picking up some special plants for the 100-day celebration. But since we've moved house over the summer, I feel like our house could do with a few more green plants to lighten up the place. I chose one of the plants and then I asked the shop owner just to give me his recommendation. Another amazing thing about doing all this by bike is I can just stop directly outside the shop, walk through the market with my bike. No need to worry about where to park my car and getting frustrated with certain parts of Seoul and the traffic. I can take plenty of shortcuts through little alleyways and tunnels. Now, I've done a few quests this week. I've even had 2 bowls of cold noods. But it's not a true probably riding video without a delicious coffee. Down the back alleys and to one of my new local favourites, Karrot's Cafe, where I had my lamington the other day. I said the cake was from Australia, but some Kiwis would beg to differ. I'll leave it up to you guys to fight it out. I just went for a single flat white this time, no snack. A glorious week of questing. I hope my wife has many purchases planned ahead. These rides to pick up regular mundane things make me feel refreshed and happy. Enjoy the challenge of carrying different things and just seeing different parts of Seoul I might not usually see. Even though my house is getting cluttered and full of these garish things, the important thing is that my babies are happy and entertained. I hope you've been entertained in this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. See you later.